The lighting of the lamp symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and invocation of knowledge and wisdom. To begin this event with an auspicious start, I now request our esteemed dignitaries to please come forward and light the lamp. Now I request our esteemed dignitaries to come forward and light the lamp to begin this event with an auspicious start. Thank you, dignitaries. What a morning and what a beginning. This day reminds me of my high school days when I had an opportunity to interact with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. That interaction truly sparked my interest in science and technology, and which even motivates me today. I hope that by the end of today's program, you will also be inspired by our distinguished guests and feel motivated to explore the fascinating world of space science and astronomy. That's how these programs are significant, and these programs are possible because of the dedication of individuals. I would like to acknowledge our President and his board for taking their initiatives to organize this event, Brahmanda 2025. Now I would like to invite our President of Rotary Mysore Midtown, Rotarian Rakesh Babu, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to space and coming back to Earth in the next few hours, and with this energy, we will not even go anywhere. Is this the energy we're going to show? Good morning. Good morning. Perfect. Welcome to everybody. I am Rotarian Rakesh, President of Rotary Mysore Midtown. Before we get into the actual welcome of this fantastic gathering, I have a couple of things to share about Rotary and who we are and why we are doing this. Friends, you might be seeing the name Rotary everywhere, not just here, even outside. What exactly is Rotary? A quick video for you on the screen. May I draw your attention to the screen, please?
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. And together, we turn great ideas into reality by accessing our networks, our experience, and the best of ourselves to make a difference. Around the world, Rotary brings leaders together to build new friendships and to solve problems. Like in Austria, where generations work side by side to come up with innovative ways to build sustainable housing and community centers, everyone learning from each other. In India, volunteers run a mobile blood bank to help provide a steady blood supply for their local community. And in Taiwan, people are working hard to get vulnerable citizens the support and services they need. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. In your backyard and around the world, there's power in our connections. Take action with us. Find out more at Rotary.org.
So we are a part of Rotary International, and this is we, the Midtown. I'm a proud Midtowner. So there are 78 proud Midtowners. We're all members of a club called Rotary Mysore Midtown, which is hosting today's program called Brahmanda. This is a flagship event of Midtown, which we do for the students. And Midtown also has its flagship properties. This is one school which is dedicated for the special children. This is called Rotary Manasa Kutira. So this is where we serve the people who really need our support. This is a property at Dwarka Nagar in Mysore. And then this is our pride of Midtown, RMA. RMA students are here. They are a part of this school called Rotary Midtown Academy, which is at Hootagalli. So these are two of the active schools that Midtown is associated with. First up, a very warm welcome to the principal of this particular institution, Vidyavartaka College of Engineering, and we have the representative, the generous Sadashiv Gowda. Generous because this auditorium, and we're all sitting because he accepted and provided the facility. A hearty welcome to you, Sadashiv Gowda. I request Aziz to hand over the bouquet, please. Thank you, Sadashiv Gowda, for your support. Your constant encouragement to the world of science is much appreciated. And next we have the core elements of this program, the speakers of the day, the knowledge bank of the day, the people who are going to inspire you, to take you to a world which you probably have not even dreamt of. First up, we have well-known Dr. Satish Reddy sir. Satish Reddy sir, thank you for joining. Hearty welcome to you. May I request Bhaskar to hand over a bouquet. And then we have one more inspiring person, even at that young age. He is inspiring the world through his energy and the spirit. We have Dr. S.N. Prasad. And Prasad sir, welcome to you, sir. And we have another energetic person whose energy is so contagious that he was eclectic moving around this hall, checking the tech and all that. We have Mr. Krishnamurthy. Welcome to you, Krishnamurthy sir. Bhaskar, can I request you to hand over? And in the world of cricket, who is the youngest phenomena, sensation? Suryavanshi Yadav. Now, if you look at the same comparison in the world of entrepreneurship and space in India, we have Rohan Ganapati. Rohan, thanks for joining. He is the Suryavanshi Yadav of the entrepreneurship in this part of the world. Rohan, welcome to you. Hearty welcome to you. Thank you. A hearty welcome to all the institutions here, the heads of the institutions and the students. Now this whole program has been extremely well curated, painstakingly thought over, and we have curated this program in such a way that you're going to experience different nuances of space sciences and astronomy. And we feel that this is an occasion for you to come out of your regular academics and get inspired by a world that is probably going to stump you with surprises. And we have all the things ready for you. And special welcome to Team RMA who have been assisting for all these programs. Thank you all, RMA. And get inspired, aim for the skies. Hearty welcome to all of you. Shall we hear it up for all of you? Thank you.
Thank you, President, for that warm welcome and insightful overview. Vidyavartaka College of Engineering, VVC, stands to be one of the prestigious engineering colleges in Karnataka under the able leadership of Dr. B. Sadashiva. He is also a member of Academic Senate, VTU, Dean Faculty of Engineering, VTU, Board Member of Academics and Governing Councils of many engineering institutes across Karnataka. He is recognized with several awards in India and abroad, including the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan National Award for Best Engineering College Principal from Indian Society for Technical Education. I was fortunate and grateful to work under his guidance and to witness his outstanding contributions to technical education and leadership. Now I request our beloved principal to speak few words to the audience.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a galaxy of dignitaries on the days. We have amongst us Mr. Satish Reddy, Mr. Rohan Ganapati, Dr. S.N. Prasad, Mr. Krishnamurthy, Mr. Rakesh Babu, the President, Rotary Mysore Midtown, Mr. Aziz, Mr. Bhaskar, and all the dignitaries in front of the dais, and the future of India, that is you. I am really fortunate to be part of this Brahmanda program. When Mr. Rakesh Babu came to me requesting for this auditorium a couple of days back, we immediately agreed, because when students from various institutions come to this campus for gathering knowledge on astronomy, perhaps the universe, I think we cannot say no to that, such initiatives. These are noble initiatives, because India is one of the countries has a great history of contributing significantly in understanding the universe. You look at Aryabhatta, Brahmagupta, Varamir, many, Bhaskar 1, Bhaskar 2, many have contributed significantly in understanding the universe. In fact, thousands of years before the European understood the universe, we understood the universe. That is the contribution the Indian astronomy, Indian scientists have contributed. And I am really proud to be part of this program. And also as youngsters, I think you play a vital role in contributing as a scientist to this country. India is growing at a phenomenal rate, and India should become a developed nation by 2047. And you are going to play a vital role in making India a developed nation. You as a student should acquire knowledge, and you should have a burning desire to acquire knowledge. If all of you in the respective institutions become change agents, champions, let me tell you, you can change the India from a developing nation to the developed nation. It is in your hands. I hope that the scientific knowledge that you are going to gather today on this campus will help you to achieve, will help you to transform India. And also I would like to tell you a few things about this institute. Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering was started in 1997. with 4 undergraduate programs. Today we have 6 undergraduate programs, 6 postgraduate programs including MBA and MCA. We also offer PhD programs in 9 departments. We have a student population of close to 5,800. Engineering alone, we have over 5,100 engineering students, besides postgraduate programs. And we are one of the largest engineering institutes in the city of Mysore. And we have the aspiration to become a university perhaps in the next 2 years. We want to reach something like 8,000 to 9,000 students in next 2 to 3 years. And we want to be the #1 institute in the state of Karnataka, because we believe that we have the capacity, we have the aspiration. With the support of people like you, it is possible to achieve impossible. So I wish this program a grand success. I also thank each one of you for showing interest to attend this kind of functions. I urge each one of you to be the contributor, to be the contributor to make our country a developed nation. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful words of yours. Now I request the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Dr. B. Sadavashivagoda, our respected principal of VVC Mysore. Thank you, dignitaries, and thank you, sir, for your gracious presence. Now, I would like to request Rotarian Ayana to introduce the esteemed dignitary and keynote speaker, Dr. G. Satish Reddy.
Namaskara. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, children, and the distinguished guests. It's a distinct honor to introduce our chief guest today, Dr. G. Satish Reddy, a transformative figure in India's defense and aerospace sector. His visionary leadership has propelled the nation's strategic capabilities to global prominence. Born into a humble agricultural family in Mahimaluru village, Nellore district, Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Reddy's journey is a testament to perseverance, dedication, and a deep commitment to nation building. His parents' hard work and values of perseverance inspired him from childhood, and their support remained foundational throughout his illustrious career. Dr. Reddy holds a B.Tech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Anandpur, and received his MS and PhD in the same discipline from JNTU, Hyderabad. Starting his career in 1996 at DRDL, Hyderabad, and later at Research Center, Imarat, founded by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he pioneered indigenous navigation and guidance technologies critical for self-reliance. His leadership roles have included Secretary, Department of Defense R&D, and Chairman of DRDO, Director General of Missiles and Strategic Systems, Director of RCI, Director General of Aeronautical Development Agency, and Scientific Advisor to the Raksha Mantri. Under stewardship, India has achieved significant breakthroughs such as Mission Shakti, the country's first anti-satellite missile test, and a hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle, cementing India's place among allied nations with advanced missile capabilities. Beyond his scientific achievements, Dr. Reddy has fostered a collaborative innovation ecosystem with initiatives like DRDO, Industry Academia Centers of Excellence, and Young Scientist Laboratories, encouraging participation from private industry, MSME, and startups. Currently, he continues to contribute in strategic roles, including member of the National Security Advisory Board, honorary advisor to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, and president of the Aeronautical Society of India. Dr. Reddy's personal life is marked by a strong support system. He is blessed with a supportive veteran of Madam Padma and 2 children who understand and appreciate the commitment behind his long hours of dedicated service towards Bharat. Despite his demanding career, he finds solace and balance in his family life and spiritual pursuits. His exceptional contributions have been recognized with prestigious honor, including the Honorary Fellowship and Silver Medal of the Royal Aeronautical Society in London and the AIAA Missile Systems Award, alongside numerous national awards and over 25 honorary doctorates. Sir, kindly excuse me if I have left out many things because it was a lengthy one and definitely deserved. Friends, please join me with pride in extending a warm and respectful welcome to Dr. Satish Reddy, a true architect of India's modern defense and aerospace capabilities. Dhanyawad, Jai Hind.
Very good morning. Joseph. Good morning. Very good. Now we are seeing Mysore. Mysore, I have a special love. It's one of the beautiful towns slash cities of India. Having heritage, palaces, temples, multiple palaces. And then you have Krishnarajasagar Dam, then beautiful gardens, well-maintained city, well-educated people. Now huge startup ecosystem, industries are coming. Just now the Karnataka Digital Economy Development Board people were telling Mysore has 400 startups, it seems. So it's evolving as a just 1.5 million, I think, population, 1.4 million population. Having 400 startups coming up is very good. Very happy to be here. Thankful to Mr. Rakesh Babu, who has invited me here and organized this event. And thanks to Sadashiv Gowdaji for giving the whole thing for the Rotarians of this place. And my best wishes to Vidyavartaka College of Engineering. Then Mr. Bhaskar, Mr. S.N. Prasad, Mr. Krishnamurthy, my friend Rohan, and all others who are here, and the young children and the faculty, some of the teachers who are present. Namaskar to you once again, and very good morning. I was telling you, Mysore, I have a special attachment, leaving aside the place and whatnot and everything here and all that. During COVID, we were very much connected on day-to-day basis here. See, the first spell, everyone was looking for a ventilator. There is no ventilator in the country. Maybe there were total 100 or 200 ventilators were there. The estimated number of ventilators what are required in the country was 60,000. 60,000 ventilators. Or at least minimum 50,000. So on 11th of April, 9th of April, Prime Minister formed a committee to develop a ventilator. Ventilator, you develop it and urgently need it. And I was member of that committee. And the reason why I think we were made is, one thing is some biomedical engineering and all that we worked. Over and above that, we had a confidence. When Dr. Kalam was there, Kalam sir used to work on multiple things, societal things, related things. One of the activity, he started a biomedical society with the various people in the country. And that society started working on a ventilator. Long back, I'm talking about it was 2003 or somewhere around that. And then that ventilator design and all that passed on to a industry. That industry sold out and it passed on to another industry. And somehow all those things, and it landed in Mysore. Mysore, one industry called Scanray was making ventilators, some ventilators. But what we were asked is to make a high-end ICU ventilator. And so we accepted. And then DRDO scientists, Bharat Electronics Limited, and Scanray together worked day and night. Early morning, every day, 4 o'clock going, and made the ventilator, given it to some 10 hospitals, inputs from various doctors, and changed the hardware, changed the software, opened the industries across the country, everywhere, to make valves, to make oxygen sensors, the flow sensors, flow meters, whatnot and all that. All that, and finally the ventilator made and produced. I told you 11th of April, the committee is formed. Design, development, research, software development, validation and production of 30,000 ventilators. 14th of August we delivered to the nation. 14th of August. So that is what Mysore has contributed a lot. So Mysore have a special attachment. That is why whenever I come here, I have one small event, whether industries or whatever it is. Friends, India is a leader now in space domain. thanks to Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, the man, the visionary. People are called visionaries when nothing is there, but what you think what is going to come after 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, they are called visionaries. Vikram Sarabhai, when he talked about space and space activities and all that, nobody believed. He said, after 40, 50 years now, your life, day-to-day life, minute to minute, you cannot live without space. Nobody, including ISRO scientists, I think, were very appreciative of his statement, what is this? And today it is a fact. If space-related activities, the satellites and whole, everything, whatever, right from communication, navigation and whatnot, images and various other things, today we are dependent on space. So that is why we call Dr. Vikram Sarabhai as a visionary. And Dr. Kalam was the project director SLV. And Dr. Kalam, he was in ISRO that time. And the first test of it with Kalam as the project director, it failed. It failed. And many times in scientific departments, in scientific endeavors, the failure is actually what teaches you a lot. And that is what Dr. Kalam actually came upon. In fact, I remember one more story. Who is a leader and how it is. I'll tell the leadership qualities of Dr. Kalam little later. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, whenever there is a success, he puts the project director in front and then makes the success announcement. And whenever there is a failure, the project director is pushed behind. Sarabhai comes in the forward and announces why the failure happened, what is the problem and what it is and what we are going to do. So successes are passed on to the younger generation and leaders. Failures are absorbed with the leaders, standing as that I am there for you, I am there behind you, and I am there to take care of everything. That is the type of leaders they were, and that is how the people are groomed. And from SLV, you went on ASLV, then PSLV. PSLV, of course, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, is our workhorse today. Workhorse. We have in a row, without any failures in between, 50 successful launches of PSLV, which is a world record. 50 successful launches of PSLV. With so many satellites. At one go, more than 100 satellites also are launched with the PSLV. And the same PSLV was used for Mangalyaan. The same PSLV was used for Chandrayaan. So that is why I use a word that PSLV is a workhorse, master the technology, master the quality assurance, the production capabilities and everything, and PSLV has become a success. Then coming to geostationary vehicle, launch vehicle, GSLV. We needed a cryogenic engine for such launch vehicle to be taken to put the satellite into the geostationary geosynchronous orbit, which is around 36,000 kilometers orbit. So this cryogenic engine was not available. We thought we will import. And so we had all the negotiations, we had everything and all that. But then the countries didn't want to give it to India. India will possess this technology. Let us stop India having these capabilities. And so they didn't give it. I always say, even in our missile domain also, thank God you didn't give us. Thank God you didn't give us. We could develop it ourselves. So we developed our own cryogenic engine, and we have our completely indigenous GSLV, and so many satellites are launched and put in geosynchronous orbit, including the very recent one, the largest payload and the largest weighing satellite, I think 6.5 tons if I'm right, is the weight of the satellite which is put in geosynchronous orbit. That's the success. So we somewhere we have heard of Bahubali satellite and all those things also. So that is how the size of the satellites have gone up. So we are one of the, we are the only first Asian nation which has gone for Mangalyaan successfully. And we thought it will only work for some 100 days or something. Years together, that orbit worked, and then giving the data, so much of the data. First Chandrayaan, again same thing, orbiting for a long time, lot of data it has given. Second Chandrayaan also, we were almost successful, 99% successful, just at the landing thing we had a problem and which we overcome in Chandrayaan 3 and made the first country to land on the South Pole. This is the story. And then we have launched Aditya mission to study the sun-related activities, going to a orbit which is 1.5 million kilometers, 1.5 million kilometers from here and towards the sun, and trying to see what are the activities actually happening, which is called a special orbit, halo orbit, and that place is again, India is one of the 2-3 countries which have done such things. And now we are in the process of Gaganyaan. Gaganyaan, where we will send our human being into the space for a couple of days and come back. This is what it is. You all know, actually, Rakesh ji and your team, everybody tried a lot to get Subhanshu Shukla today, who has gone into space, but somehow the dates did not work. He was busy and today is a working day and all that happened, so he couldn't come. But someday he will come and interact with you children here. Subhanshu Shukla, who went to the space, definitely will come, and I'm sure Rakesh ji will be successful in getting him here, and I will also try to help and try to get, he will get inspired and motivated by Subhanshu Shukla. So now he has gone through a foreign launch vehicle, now to the shuttle. Now today, what the attempts are, in the coming next 1 to 2 years, we will be able to put our, even send these astronauts in our own vehicle. This is one more thing. After that, we are going to have our own space station. This is the next one. Then next one is Venus, Shukrayaan is another mission. So these are all the missions which have been planned as a long-term plan, and a lot of things happen. In the space domain, so many activities. There's hundreds of industries which have come here. Hundreds of professors who are working with ISRO. And today, hundreds of startups have come in the country who are working in the space, which earlier we thought only in ISRO that research can happen. Now, so many youngsters who have come up and trying to do the research in that. One is what we heard about Rohan. Rohan will explain about his journey, how we entered into the space. There are so many startups which have come. In fact, while we are sitting here, the Honorable Prime Minister is inaugurating one startups facility today in Hyderabad, a startup called Skyroot, which is actually a private or a startup which has launched the first launch vehicle which experimented in Sriharikota is Skyroot, and that facility Honorable Prime Minister is inaugurating today. So there are so many people which I will talk about it a little later, how they have come up and all. This is how the space activity has gone. So much of activities. And the space is become very important in defense. I talked about it, whatever I talked about it is in the civilian domain, what are the activities have gone, what are the successes we had, and what is going to happen. Space has become the 4th dimension of warfare. What is the 3 dimensions? Army, Navy, Air Force, and the 4th dimension is space. Of course, there is a 5th dimension also has come, that is called cyber warfare. 4th is space. Why space is important? Now in the last 10 years, if you think that you are going to have a war, the first thing what anyone does is to launch a satellite. To launch a satellite with specific payloads on that to observe the enemy continuously. Or otherwise there are continuously available satellites also, continuously available, to see what are the troops movement. to see what are the trucks movement, to see what are the tanks movement, to see various radars which are taking place, any missiles movement, missiles related interrogation activities, you observe. This is number one. Day and night capability. You have both visual camera, IR camera both, and observe this thing. This is number one. And number two, you have the capability to see any radar anywhere is there. Where is the radar? How do you see? The moment a radar is switched on, the satellite picks up the signal and says that there is a radar here in this location. That is another important thing. Because if we want to launch our missiles, naturally you need to know what is the radar situation of the country, the enemy countries. And so you need to observe that, and if possible you need to do it. That is what has happened in Operation Sindoor. You could detect the satellites, you could detect the radars, and most of the radars you could nullify them, and you could neutralize them, and that's how you could freely go and attack whatever the things in Pakistan. So this is something called ELINT payload, electronic intelligence payload. This is one more. This is one more thing. Then third, there are satellites with SIGINT, that is called signal intelligence. Any signal comes, like electronic warfare signal or anything comes, you are able to detect from there. This is one more. Then there is something called COMINT, communication intelligence. Somebody is talking in the communication. Pick up that communication signal. What is the frequency with which he is operating? If possible, pick up the complete signal, decode it and see what is he talking. All that is one more thing called communication intelligence. The first one what I said is called image intelligence. Then after that, we have some more things called hyperspectral payloads, synthetic aperture radar payloads. You can use them. In fact, if they put mines in the earth, see, normally in a war comes, you put a lot of mines, you dig small things on the earth and you put the mines. You will be able to detect that just recently a mine has been placed here. So this is again, these are the things which are called hyperspectral payloads, synthetic aperture radar payloads, all those things you will be able to use and try to see them. So these are the things which actually defense the space has become very important. Every country is using this. And so the moment this has come, everybody looks at if there is a satellite launch and is observing it, we try to see that the satellite is neutralized or the satellite is damaged. So that is what is called anti-satellite activities. Again, there are so many activities which are happening. So in our country, our Honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, he wanted to show to the world that India has such capability, technological capability. India and Honorable Prime Minister very clear that space should not be used for warfare. Space war should not be there. But then you ought to show to the world that we have such capability, we have technological capability. If we want, if it is forced, we can do it certainly. That is what it is. See, when Dr. Kalam, when he was talking about peace, love, affection and all that, somebody asked him, what is this, you are making a nuclear missile like Agni and you are talking about love and affection and peace and everything. He said, if I am very strong, if I have a strong weapon, then automatically peace comes. I am doing this for peace, not for war. Similarly, same thing Narendra Modi ji called us and said that, do this test. And he called me and said, do it in 2 years. Normally in the entire world, nobody can do this test in less than 5 to 6 years, minimum. And said do it in 2 years. And said that except we, 3-4, nobody should know that we are doing this test. And we did. He gave it in 2016, September I think. He gave the decision and some discussions. And we did it in 2019 March. We have launched a satellite. Satellite was in the low Earth orbit. And then we worked on the whole dynamics, how it works. The satellite is moving with 7.8 kilometers per second velocity, 7.8 kilometers per second velocity. Now you have to track it and you have to launch a missile. Normally the missile velocity will not be that much. the missile velocity will be somewhere around 3.2 kilometers per second. That means the relative velocity between that satellite and this missile is 11 kilometers per second. And in 11 kilometers per second, you have to keep on estimating how the target is coming, and you have to keep on positioning yourself. You have an onboard ground radar tracking both of them, and later on the missile you have a seeker, IR seeker, which is actually detected this satellite and locks onto it and keep on guiding and go. And then go and hit it directly. That the diameter or the dimensions of that satellite is 1 meter by 1 meter. And you have to go and hit it within that. And imagine if you have a timing error, 11 kilometers per second, if you have a timing error of 1 millisecond, you are off by 11 meters. So what is the timing accuracy, how your equations and all that predicting algorithms and all that have to be activated. And for us, when you take that 1 meter by 1 meter, and from the center of that, when you take the center of that square, we have hit exactly 6 centimeters from the center. Such a precise accurate. And how it is successfully done is, when the launch has happened, the scientists who are working, who have worked for these 2 years, and when they have gone and hit it successfully, they didn't know why this is going up and up and up and down, why it is going like this. Till Prime Minister came and he himself announced to the world that India has done such a test. These scientists also do not know that we have done this. So that is how so meticulously calculated and everything the scientists of India have done. And India became the 4th country in the world after Russia, America and China. India is the 4th country which has done an anti-satellite test showing to the world that we have such a technological capability in the world. And also I want to tell you, when China has done this test, it left with thousands of debris in the space. Debris has become a big issue in the space now. There are so many debris are there, it hits any satellite, the satellite gets damaged. And so if they are there, you don't know how to launch also. Space debris is a big issue. China has worked and did this test recklessly, and even today, thousands of debris are there after about 12 years of its launch. Whereas, when we launched, we did the configuration of the test in such a way that minimum debris were there. The debris were, I think, 267 debris, if I'm right, were there. And we have seen that the debris decays very fast. In just a few months, the debris came to somewhere around 10 or 20 or 30. And today, I declare confidently that no single debris of ASAT mission of India is there in the space today. No single debris. And that is what the testing. And now people are working in the world, various other technologies of what to do and all that. And that is how the space has become very, very important. Space-based labor, space-based robotic arms, space-based in-orbit things, and whatnot. So many other techniques are coming, electromagnetism, high-power electromagnetism, high-power lasers, ground-based lasers. So many technologies are coming to see that how it can be neutralized. This is how the space in defense is evolving. To do this, we need to have conviction, courage and everything. We have to learn from Dr. Kalam what is courage means. What is courage means. When Dr. Kalam came to DRDO, and I have to tell his humble background also, where we have come from doesn't matter. Which house we have come from, which village we have come from, which small school we have studied, doesn't matter. Because Kalam was in a small narrow lane, Rameshwaram, in a small house he lived and studied in Ramanathapuram government school and came to ISRO on this. That doesn't matter. Or what we have perceived. And where we have come from. I became DRDO chairman. I came from where somebody was reading my village, Mahamlur, I didn't have power when I was studying in my school days. My school village had a school. We had a kerosene lantern where we were studying in kerosene lantern and going to the school teacher's house with a mat and then go and sleep in the mat and then studying and all that. So the same Dr. Kalam, when he came to DRDO and as a director of DRDL, we didn't have one missile that day. We didn't have country, India didn't have one missile that day. So normally all of us what we will think, let me develop one missile and that is successful, then I'll take up some more and do it. No, he didn't do that. I want to develop simultaneously 5 missiles. Prithvi, Agni, Akash, Trishul, Nag. He could go and convince the Prime Minister. He had the courage to convince the Prime Minister that I will do simultaneously 5 missiles. Don't worry, I am there. We will do. We have teams. We have excellent scientists. We will motivate them and all that. Do it. And that is the IGMDP program called Integrated Guided Missiles Development Program of these 5 missiles. And all the 5 missiles are successful today. We have Prithvi, Prithvi 1, Prithvi 2, Dhanush, Agni has become Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni 3, Agni 4, Agni 5, Akash, Akash 1, Akash Mark 2, then Nag. We have all these things. And you see the vision of him today in Operation Sindoor. We have successfully used Akash and missile in a big way, and that is how we could score such a successful, great victory over Pakistan in this Operation Sindoor. This Akash missile was used. So many things. That is the courage. And same time, he constructed a big laboratory called RCI with a dream of NASA of India. While this development is going on, we were all shifting from DRDO to RCI, working there, and then this program was working. And we didn't have a range where to test these missiles. Simultaneously, we went and searched all over the world, country where we can have this thing. And then in Orissa coast, Chandipur, we had this and identified as launch pad in Chandipur, ITR Chandipur. That is where the first Agni, the long-range missile of this country, was launched from Chandipur. Simultaneously, so many activities. And while going on this thing, Kalam Raju stand and then, for handicapped people, lightweight operators for walking and helping and all that, so many things develop. So that is what it is. So you should imagine what type of a courage he had, what type of a vision he had, and even though he has come from a small family, studying in a small school, and how we think it matters. That is what is our youngsters are showing today. Youngsters like Rohan. Rohan studying in a BTech, I don't want to tell about his story, what I know I want to tell. He came studying BTech second year, saying that, sir, I want to develop something, give me a project. I gave him a drone development project. I think, I don't know, 5 lakh rupees or 7 lakh rupees he will say. 10 lakh rupees project. I am talking about 2013/14. He developed in the year 2014 or 15 a drone which can go to 65 kilometers that day and demonstrated that a drone, I am talking about 11 years back, today were so many people and that one. And then he has shown his hand that I have worked on propulsion and I burned this my hand. Even now we can see his hand is burned. And working on propulsion, I can make for interplanetary motion, water-based propellant, he said. Then I talked to Kiran Kumar, the ISRO chairman at that time. And he reviewed all these things and gave 2 crores worth of project with me. Again, that was very successfully shown. Now they have made the electric propulsion, now they have made green propulsion, now they have made plasma-based propulsion, successfully launched in Elon Musk satellites, successfully launched in PSLV, proven this, DRDO has given projects, they are worldwide recognized. World is coming to them saying that you develop these things for us, you produce these things for us. And the valuation of the company is hundreds of crores. Youngsters. In fact, all this he achieved before getting married. I was telling your spouses are very, very lucky. I will tell many stories like this. The courage of the people is so much. There is one boy called Anirudh. He also knows. They have a company called Digantara. Space-based space surveillance. Space-based. He's son of one of our very low-ranking DRDO employee's son. And they have demonstrate the capabilities, they have put up telescopes and everything and all that, country has recognized. And that boy, young boy, 25 or 26 now, had the courage to go and have a discussion one-to-one with Mukesh Ambani. And discussion what was supposed to be there for 15-20 minutes, it went on for 1.5 hours, and Mukesh Ambani has invested in this company 250 or 300 crores. See, young boys, even many of the elders to go and talk to him will be a little shaky and doing it. So what it means is the courage what you need, is the vision what you need. You need the inspiration that I can do it anything. The youngsters of this country are doing it today. They are coming out with the technologies, making the world come to us. In fact, majority of these deep tech startups are being funded by foreign investors. See, they see the capability here. So India's today dream will be made successful or reality by youngsters. So all the people who are here, who are studying maybe 9th class, 10th class, 11th class, 12th class, you are just now 4 years, 5 years, 6 years away. And you people should be thinking like this. I should make something unique. Again I say here, Dr. Kalam words, dream, dream, dream. Dream that I will achieve something great in my life. Dream something I will become big. This is what is the dream. So think something very big. That I want to achieve something big in whichever field, scientific field, technological field, teaching field, law field, a cine actor field, industry field, whatever it is, I do something great. Don't aim at short things. I want to become a small employee. My father is, let's say, a gumasta. I want to become a small officer or a small district. I always say, in 2014, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, there are two people who are again inspirational personalities. The Director General of Police is the police boss of the whole state, was son of the lowest employee of the department, a constable. A constable's son has become the police boss of the whole state. Same time, the Road Transport Corporation MD, MD is son of the lowest employee of the Road Transport Corporation, a conductor. So we should think like that. Otherwise, how Dr. Kalam from Ramanathapuram or Rameshwar will go and occupy and President of India post? So now today's India's dreams will become a reality with you people, youngsters, what you are thinking about, how you are changing the world, how you are coming out with your own innovations is the most important thing. So particularly you people being from Mysore, I heard great things from Mysore. Mysore has produced many people like Rohans, and producing many people, you people should come out with innovations which make you pride, and make you big. Think the country is big about you, and you come here felicitated and give lectures like this, and based on your capabilities. That is the vision with which that today Rakesh Babu and others and all that have organized this event to inspire you people that you will become something great in your life, achieve something great in your life, make the country proud. And that is how our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of by 2047, 100 years of independence, India will become a developed nation. We are moving very fast now. Our economy is moving very fast, technological achievements are moving fast. The overall scenario of the country globally is recognized. Our students are recognized, our researchers are recognized. We are the third largest producers of technological papers. We are the third largest PhD producers now. So many things happen. So the country will be a leader in 2047. That all can happen with you people, how you are shaping up yourself. And you excel yourself, that means you will become great. Your team becomes great or excels. Your school or college where you are studying excels, and your city excels, and country excels. So all starts from your one individual you, and country's future is in your hands. My best wishes to all of you, and wish that you all, some of you will come here in the dais, again the Rotary Club will be able to call you and make you give talks. Such achievements you will be having. Jai Hind, Namaskar.
what an amazing inspirational speech. I'm sure there are many young scientists, entrepreneurs, the bright future of the India who would be inspired and would be taking up the inspirational words from the sir. I now request the President and Honorable Secretary to do a felicitation for our Chief Guest of the program.
Can I request all Rotarians to come up, please? All Rotarians. All Rotarians, please come up. Rotarians. Sadash, you could Rohan, if you can join. Join. I'll say. Vishnu Prasad, I want force. If he can come, he can come.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್
Shoulder back.
ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್
Thank you.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
I thank you, all the Rotarians, respected principal and other dignitaries for felicitating the chief guest. Now I request Rotarian Jaishankar sir to introduce Rohan Ganapati.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Rohan M. Ganapati, a trailblazer in space technology and aerospace innovation. We are truly honored by your presence today and we are thrilled to have you share this momentous occasion with us. Mr. Rohan M. Ganapati is the visionary CEO and CTO of Bellatrix Aerospace, recognized globally for his pioneering contribution to space technology, propulsion system and India's emerging private aerospace ecosystem. A distinguished Forbes 30 Under 30 India and Asia laureate, Mr. Rohan holds an engineering degree from Anna University and has led Bellatrix mission to develop reliable propulsion, satellite launch capabilities and space services for commercial and national customers. Under his leadership, Bellatrix Aerospace has become a beacon of innovation, collaborating closely with national space agencies, integrating deep tech terms and gaining recognition as an idea-based firm at the forefront of new space. His frequent LinkedIn updates reflects a sincere commitment to monitoring young technologies and shaping the future of space access. Mr. Rohan's work is rooted in a bold belief that India's space industry must not just participate but lead. Through resilient engineering, system thinking and global competitiveness, for him every rocket engine tested or satellite module delivered is part of a large mission to inspire future generation of engineers and explorers. Beyond technology, Mr. Rohan actively engages in entrepreneurship, tech ecosystems and outreach, positioning himself as both a leader and a catalyst. His story underscores how innovation, leadership and entrepreneur spirit can converge in service of a national vision. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Rohan with a huge round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Do you still have the energy with you? Okay. That's good to know. So before I begin sharing my journey with you all, I would first like to extend my deepest thanks to Mr. Rakesh Babu, President of Rotary Midtown Mysore, and all the Rotarians, and our beloved Principal, Dr. Sadashi Vedoda, for having me here today. Thank you. So why am I here today? I was called not to discuss about what is happening in the space industry today. That is something you can always Google. So, I was not called here to give you a presentation. I was asked if I can just share my story with you, and if that can inspire you all, that would be great. So it's good to see all of you today, and thank you for coming. So what I would like to tell before I start my journey is this. There is a great American astronomer called Carl Sagan. He is no longer present, but I want you to read his books. In one of his great works, the Voyager spacecrafts, which are now across the solar system, they are the farthest man-made satellites to ever reach the distances. That particular satellite, when it reached Saturn, it just turned back and imaged our Earth. You know how the Earth looked like? It's a famous quote of his. He calls it a pale blue dot. From Saturn, Earth just looks like a dot. And can you just imagine, in that dot, 8 billion of us live, right? And how vast this universe is. And that gives us a profound sense that we are such small species in such a magnanimous universe. So that particular photograph inspired me to take up a career in space, right? So I'm basically from Mysore, but I was born and brought up in Ooty. Being in Ooty, you're more closer to stars. So because you're a little above and you have much darker skies, free from light pollution. Of course, it's clouded most of the time, but when there are no clouds, you get to see stars in a much better way. So we've always imagined, how do you travel across these stars? Our sun is also a star. Don't we have planets there which can support life, right? So that was the thought process. I always thought, what would make you go there, right? We've all watched Star Trek, we've all watched Star Wars. The spacecraft which you see there, the spaceships which you see there. So the engines which are required to travel at that speed, either at speed of light or warping space-time fabric. So that's something which I was always amazed about, and that's what I wanted to do something in my career. But let me tell you, I didn't want to become an entrepreneur. I'm an accidental entrepreneur. I wanted to become a professor and teach youngsters like you. But destiny had something else in mind, and that's how we started our journey. So you just heard Dr. Satish Reddy, a chosen man from Dr. Abdul Kalam, who saw his abilities. See, that is why you need a guru in life. He said he supported us when I was in college. So many people rejected before that. What I want to tell is, that is the harsh reality. That's the world we live in. Many reject, but there is always that one person who will always support you. So in our case, it was Dr. Reddy. Similarly, I hope in your case, you can all reach out to us. We'll all be there for you to guide you no matter what. Now, how did we start, right? So I chose aeronautical engineering as a career. But again, as I said, the goal was very clear. how do you get into top 10 universities in the world? The MITs, the Princeton of US, etc. So it's very difficult for a student who is not from an IIT to get into such college. So what is needed? It is not just marks. So they will see what you have done something extracurricular other than just having good grades. So that's where we got the idea that we'll write papers. But we also figured out later that papers are not sufficient enough because for undergraduates, the amount of research which we do is also not sufficient. So that's when we realized we'll have a patent. We'll apply for an Indian patent, we'll get a US patent, and that should help us get a seat abroad. So that's how me and my friends, we formed a small group in college, and we started building them. Couple of failures. The first rocket went into the principal's office. Okay. The second rocket just nearly missed the library. If not, it would have set the college on fire. Okay. The third launch, we were about to mix the propellant, and the lab didn't allow us to melt the propellant there, right? What we call sugar propellants. It's easy to make. But there is something called proportion of oxidizer and fuel, right? You have all used Diwali crackers. The fuel which is used there has a fuel mixture and an oxidizer mixture, which you need oxygen to burn, right? So there in certain proportions you mix it. So we mixed it. So you need to specifically melt this at around 120 degrees Celsius. As our college didn't give us permission to do, I was a hostel student. So I had a day scholar friend who lived with his grandmother. So we decided we go to his house and use his induction stove to make this propellant. So while making, so we had to make 4 batches. The final 4th batch, right, it caught fire. And it exploded right in front of me. I had 3rd-degree burns. And the funny thing is, my friend's grandmother was trapped inside her bedroom. And the neighbors all started coming because knowing something has happened. They first switched off the electricity, they came, they pulled us out. The house owner was not worried about us, she was worried that her house is on fire. But what I want to tell you is that brought us more closer to the subject, that it is not easy, and that humbled us, right? You cannot take anything for granted, and that's when we started taking what we do much more seriously. Okay, so there is the importance of mathematics, there's the importance of physics. So self-learning is something which is very important. And after that, whatever we did was a good success. So it took at least a year or so for me to properly heal. By this time, I had an idea. Why not use water as a propellant? Because what happens is, you forget going to Earth orbit. You want to go to Mars, you want to go to Jupiter, you want to go to Saturn. The problem is, if you carry so much of fuel for you to go there, we do not have such capable rockets which can put you on such trajectories, right? So what we basically do is we call slingshot maneuvers. So if you want to go farther to Jupiter and all, the way we gain velocity is once the rocket puts us to our Earth orbit, we fall towards the sun, which sun is basically a gravity well. And that's how the velocity is increased. And then when Venus comes, because that also has a gravity, we slingshot around it, right? That gives us a push through which we go to other planets. But this journey takes 7 to 8 years. So why can't you go there in less than 3 years? So that's when we thought we'll develop an engine capable of doing that. So that was the concept. And why water is because water is available on lunar ice caps, water is available on the Martian ice caps, water is also available in one of Jupiter's moon called Europa, and water is available in Saturn's moon called Callisto. So this is something I want you all to read. So since water is available abundantly in the universe, it is easy for us to do in situ resource utilization. Collect water from there and propel. You know, water is made of hydrogen and oxygen, but we don't, when you do electrolysis, you split hydrogen and oxygen from it, and then when you combust it again, so you get an explosive thrust. The end product is a byproduct is again water, but you get good thrust. So we didn't go that route, because that gives you good push, but the mileage is less. So we need more mileage. So because in space there is no cafe coffee days in between to stop and refuel yourself. So we convert this water into a state of plasma, hotter than the sun's surface temperature. I'm sure you all have seen plasma when welders are welding, right? You see that blue spark which melts. So that is something of plasma where you ripped out the electron from the first shell of an atom. So that releases energy and that's how you see the light. But basically we use that combined with magnetic fields to push this plasma out, which gives you a thrust. This was all just a concept. This was a wild idea because globally not many had tried this. So we wrote a paper and that to our luck, right, it got accepted by NASA when I was in our second year of engineering. And they invited us to come and present there. So I go there. To go there is the challenge again. So this is all brought me closer to entrepreneurship. Because going there, who will sponsor you? So that's when I studied in Coimbatore, Rotary Club in Coimbatore, one of the clubs which I am associated with, sponsored my visit to go to NASA. So see, that's how Rotary also shapes your career in it. So, and from there, when you go to NASA, luck has it that who's the first person to land on the moon? Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were incidentally the judges of that panel. So, luck has it, after hearing our concept, they were humble people. They made an arrangement that I visit a NASA center there, where James Webb Space Telescope was being assembled. So I got the opportunity to see it, and once I came back, so I had this thought process that, with that more enthusiasm that I want to do something better. So with this thought process, we came back, and I formed a group of friends and juniors with whom we can make this into a reality. But then we realized we would require around 20 lakh rupees to basically build or prove this engine and get a US patent. And who will give you that money is a big question mark. So that's when we formed a group where one group studies, one group scouts for money. So I started meeting all the high net worth individuals in and around Coimbatore, but we were not successful in getting the grant. But then luck has it, as Dr. Satish Reddy was mentioning how magnanimous a person Dr. Kalam is, he was visiting Coimbatore and he had read about local boy meeting Neil Armstrong in some local newspapers. So he had this curiosity that what it is. So I get a call from his guest house to come and meet him at around 11:30 in the night, which we happily go, we meet him, and he says no one will believe you. But what I can do is I can give you a recommendation letter, because in India people will only believe when they see it working. So with that recommendation letter, we were successful in getting the grant which we needed. In 2014, we developed the world's first satellite engine which runs on water as a fuel, right? And we also got a US patent. So that year, but this year, that formative years for us, 2012 to 2014-15, also we thought, why not we put a platform for ourselves? Why not we give the solution to the world? Why not develop Bellatrix Aerospace? That's how we started this company. And then ISRO, as Dr. Reddy mentioned, ISRO came forward, gave us an order. With that, we became the first private space company in India. And as we stand today, we are around close to 300 people. So more than 100 PhDs from top institutes in India. And a lot of youngsters. We give a lot of internship opportunities to youngsters. I hear from school students like you, when they have summer holidays, they want to come and work with us to learn. So it's an open invitation to all of you. I want you to write to me. If you're interested for your summer holidays, we can guide you in some projects. So that's how we became the first space company in India. Then we worked very closely with the Prime Minister's office on policy making, etc. Because of that, today I'm happy to tell you that there are more than, back to 2025, there are more than 400 space companies which have come in India. So why this is important is, you all know the biggest employer today may be the IT industry, right? But by 2050, the biggest employer will be the space industry. Because now, as you know, AI is evolving at a very rapid pace. And for you all to have a beautiful career, you have to be something extraordinary. So for you to survive, you have to have that capability to think different, because any basic thought, AI will be taking it over, right? So, but where human brain is still required is the space industry. It doesn't matter that you need to do aerospace engineering or aeronautical engineering to get into space. That's a myth which I want to clear today. Space is an industry where every department comes together. From physics, mathematics to chemistry to all fields of engineering, we all come together to develop one solution. For example, the engine which I was talking about in our office, we have amalgamation of all different disciplines put together who work on one solution. So whatever career choice you may choose, whatever specialization you may choose, I'm happy to tell you that the space industry will always welcome you. And India, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, has this vision that we need to be a leader in space, global leader, #1 by 2050. So, and I always wanted to be an astronaut, but that was not possible during our childhood because the program itself doesn't exist. So I can't go to NASA and become a NASA astronaut because I'm an Indian citizen. I don't want to give up the Indian citizenship to go there to become an astronaut. And that's also a very competitive thing. Now, I'm happy to say that we have our own astronaut program, which you all know. Shubhanshu Shuklaji became the second Indian to go to space from our own space program. By the time you all graduate, right, we would have had the astronaut group increase and increase. And I would like to see some of you from this room actually go to space, right? So that is how the future looks. It's for the dreamers. Kalpana Chawla actually dreamed. One of our inspirations why we took up this field of space. So it's the urge in you. Nothing should stop you. Don't wait for others to come and tell, no, this is not possible. Because what we personally believe at Bellatrix is everything is possible, right? It's just what it requires is understanding of the fundamentals. So please, I don't mind what your grades are, but please ensure that your fundamentals are strong, your basics are strong. So in fact, when we interview, sometimes a person with 90% doesn't get a job. Sometimes a person with less than 70% gets a job because his fundamentals, when you ask questions, the foundation is at least very strong, right? So we have Dr. S.N. Prasad after this, who will take you on this journey why physics and maths is important. And then Mr. Krishnamurthy will walk you through the most exciting part yet to come with telescopes and the software which you all can download, Stellarium, etc., and walk you through the universe. But what I would like to remind you is, it all started as an idea, right? Ooty is a very small place. You all, Mysore got internet by 2000, I guess, or before that. In Ooty, it only came in after 2010 because it's a hill station and it was difficult to lay all these, cables. So it was very difficult to even access data like what is available today. Now you have the power in your own mobile phones. So things are changing, but and one thing, what decision we took at Bellatrix now is we will give opportunity to students who are from villages, okay, and not necessarily from English medium, be it whatever, tier 2 colleges, tier 3 cities, tier 3 colleges. So that's a mission which we have, because through proper training, 1 year training with us, I think you'll all be great scientists. So I would like to see this fire in you all and become something great. And I would like to recall, I was at Brahmanda 10 years back. So this is a very good event, and that time we had all other scientists from ISRO, and we had just completed our engine development, and Bellatrix was still an idea, right? So that time we had the opportunity to discuss with all of you, and what I'd like to tell is, one of the audience, or one of the students from that is now working with us as an engineer. So this is what gives me joy, right? So I would like to see that in you all, and you can ask questions, whatever it is. Don't think that whether what question is asking is right or wrong. Just ask, and please be passionate about space. This is one area where opportunity is abundant, and there is clear missions, there is path, and I want to see majority of you become scientists or astronauts and succeed. Thank you for having me. So we have a small Q&A session. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. The mic will come to you.
What a motivational journey. So I hope the students experience goosebumps through these two sessions of our esteemed chief guests. Now there is an opportunity. So if anyone has any questions, you can just ask the question, and someone will be happy explaining it. Anybody who wants to take the first question?
Okay, I think everybody looks at
I
the
see a
chat.
hand
Yeah, I
there.
see a hand there.
Well, in the area of engineering, if there is any extinction planet like asteroid comes to Earth, what type of defense mechanisms do we have to redirect it or stop it from hitting Earth?
That's a good question. May I know your name?
Sakulal,
Which school are you from?
SVA.
Very good. So see, students, that's a very good question he's asking. We don't want to become fossils, so that who come after us will use us as petrol or diesel to their cars, right? So we don't want to become extinct. So he's asking, what if an asteroid is on its way? As you know, between Mars and Jupiter, we have the asteroid belt, okay? And there's always a threat of asteroids passing us very close, which might get captured by our gravity well and might hit us, right? But there are big programs funded by NASA and all, which monitors the orbits of each and every identified asteroid 24/7, right? And before, there was also a program where amateur astronomers, students like you, using their own telescopes, have catalogued asteroids which are not found by big space telescopes. So now we have huge catalogs of these asteroids, and we know their sizes, levels, etc. And we know their orbital paths, and we can predict using proper mathematics that if not now, even in the next 100 years, what could be its orbit? Would we have an impact or a miss? And if we find something which is in a collision course with Earth, we can do it well in advance, and that's where something like what our company also comes in picture. What engines we develop will go on to those asteroids, and we will redirect it. At small thrust over a long period of time will change its orbital eccentricity. So that way we are able to safeguard ourselves. But if you are late, we always have nuclear weapons where it is aimed at an asteroid and it disintegrates before coming. So chances of us getting extinct is small, but it is there.
Sir, as you told, like in your steam engine, it will give a certain amount of boost. Like we are in the Saturn, we can take in a moon and we can have a boost. If we in a somewhat technology, if we have that boost in a certain limit that it can travel more further, then we can go to another planet which have a moon like that, and we can melt it there.
It's a very good idea, but sadly the problem is we will not have so much of fuel to carry for a larger distance. So we will always be limited by that fact.
And in their moons, how can we melt even though there is temperature will be below minus?
We have to mine the ice. It comes as ice. For example, I want you to see this series called The Expanse. It's on Amazon. I want you to all get some time and watch this series. In that they show mining on Saturn's moon, where they just take the ice out, right? And then inside the spaceship it is melted. So you take the ice out. So these things are no longer science fiction. It's becoming a reality. So I see a hand there. Yeah. Please stand.
they mine the ice inside the rocket or the spaceship, right? In different moons, is there ice also?
No, as of now, there is only evidence of ice or water on one of Jupiter's moon and one of Saturn's moon.
With the help of that, if there are more moons on other planets, if there is ice, we can move further, right?
See, the question is, as of now, it's a good question to ask, but the thing is, after Saturn, we really do not know which other planets or planets' moons have water available. So even if we have, let's say I collect ice from one of Saturn's moon, that would only last, let's say till I cross after Pluto. So there are called Kuiper belt objects after that what? So to go further, I need to keep on adding velocity, right? So that's the problem. So I can only go towards till a distance until the fuel gets exhausted. Okay, so that's the challenge which we all really face. Until we all, either some of you invent nuclear fusion. If you are able to invent fusion, the advantage is you can travel much faster with very less fuel.
We know that there's water on Europa, and based on our own, evolution theory, we know that water is where all organism was born. So what are the chances that there's life in Europa?
The chances are very high. In fact, that's why NASA is funding a mission. In fact, what paper I wrote also was similar, going there to basically to explore the oceans underneath. So how come the outer surface is ice, but we know that there is subsurface ocean, and in deepest parts of our own ocean, right, on Earth, right, where light cannot reach, we have seen creatures evolve where they have a bioluminescent, their own chemical light through which they can see. So considering Europa, where the sunlight actually doesn't enter underneath the ice, right, it's very dark. But there's good possibility that creatures like this will evolve, and there is, I think in the next 10 or 15 years, we will actually get the answer whether there is life or not. And in fact, on Mars now there is an evidence where the Curiosity rover just examined a rock which was showing early signs of life when Mars, during its initial years of formation, had liquid water flowing in it. Please feel free to share the mic.
So sir, if an asteroid it's the Earth, so and there is no human existence, and there are only 2 people living on Earth, so can't they go to any other planet and live over there?
It depends on which year you are asking this question. If it is 2025, we do not have the technology to escape the planet and sustain ourselves for a long period. But let us say you ask this question 500 years down the line, we might have invented something called suspended animation, where the body goes to a sleep just like a bear. When it's winters, it goes to a very deep meditative sleep. So we can also go into such type of sleep, and the spaceships can keep on traveling larger distances till we arrive at a home planet. So it's possible that. Lucky sir, I think we have a lot of questions.
We'll take 2.
Yeah, then that's okay.
Last 3 questions.
Maybe this side. Not
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Like I heard from Elon Musk that they use the chopsticks method, which is a method from their company. So is India planning to adopt such methods to save the base of the rocket, since the whole rocket is going to space? Like, is there any plans?
Yes, it's a good question. See, if you all travel from Delhi to Mysore in an aircraft, and as soon as you land, you throw away that aircraft, will you be able to afford the air ticket? No. So that's why satellites going to space is very expensive. So what Elon Musk did was, he recovered and reused that booster. So, because what happens when the first stage separates, you're already at such high velocity, when it comes down, it burns, right? So you had to slow down and you had to successfully recover this rocket so that it can be reused, so that cost of going to space is cheaper. Yes, India is doing it. ISRO is developing a new generation rocket called NGLV, Next Generation Launch Vehicle. They are having the capability to land. The first stage will land on where it launched.
Okay, sir, thanks.
So I think 2 questions this side.
Hello sir. So as you may know, there are a few rumors of the Earth moving a few seconds fast. how exactly can this affect the people and the satellites that we worked so hard to build?
Okay, it's good. It's a good question, but there are two answers to it. How will it affect us? No, our biological clocks will not notice that change, but our timekeeping will go awry because the atomic clocks, which are in the GPS satellites, which keep time, so they need to be updated. If not, just 1 second delay mismatch here and there, the entire air traffic will come to crash. So the entire planning, the entire Google Maps, everything will crash. So so that's why the geologists keep a track of it and ensure that our atomic clocks and what is in space on the GPS satellites are also in sync with each other.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, how many years will it take us to explore beyond our universe?
Beyond the universe. Okay, so that's an interesting thought because it's so wide, it's so big, right? Even if you invent an engine which travels at the speed of light, right, it would take millions and billions of light years to explore the universe. So what you need is to study some works of Einstein, where what we call Einstein-Rosen bridge or a wormhole. So you need to see the universe in a two-dimensional fabric, and instead of going from A to B like this, you bend that paper like this and just be there through a wormhole. So you need to develop those concepts, but making a wormhole requires a lot of energy. So which is something our human civilization, it will take time to evolve, but we are still class 0 in the class of evolution of human intelligence. But there is a theory where when we evolve to class 1 or class 2, we'll be able to use the sun itself, right, create a Dyson sphere around it, take the entire energy out of the sun. Maybe it's possible by then.
I think the last question here, and we'll be winding up. We are going for the last question.
Hello, sir. My first question is that how is Voyager 1? It's far from our solar system. How is it powered? Because the solar panel cannot be used because that is already exited the solar system. How can it even be powered?
It's a very good question. Which class are you studying in?
7.
Okay, I think you might not yet studied your physics course where they teach you about Seebeck effect and Peltier effect. So how it's powered is not by solar panels. It has a small nuclear reactor inside it. Okay, it's powered by nuclear energy, by not through fission or fusion. It is through radioactive decay. Plutonium emits heat. This heat energy is converted into electricity. So that's what, and you know the half-life of these so-called radioactive elements is huge. So that's how the satellites are able to live for more than 40 years. So that's how Voyagers are powered, and also rovers on Mars, everything. When you go beyond Mars, solar panels are impractical. You need to work on nuclear energy.
How many years are still left to be decayed for that Voyager 1?
Okay, Voyager is slowly decaying, where 5 payloads have all been turned off. Okay, so we would lose contact with it in the next 3 to 4 years. Good, everyone. Once again, thank you for having me. My email is rohan@bellatrixaerospace.com. Feel free to reach out. And once you complete your 12th standard, basically, I would like all of you to write to me, and I want to see you all do something very big in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Rohan sir will be here offline, so we can probably contact him offline and get some queries done. Now I request the President and Honorable Secretary, the Rotarians, to felicitate Mr. Rohan.
Should we clap for such an energetic one or not?
Yes, sir, please.
Dear students, probably everyone has received a badge like this, and I saw one or two who are not wearing it. So please wear the badge. And a tea break is arranged. You should have a tea break for 10 minutes. Please see to it that you will be in the hall within time. By 12 p.m. you should all assemble in the hall back. There is a selfie point arranged. You can take the selfies there, and also please try to tag Rotary Mysore Midtown along with your selfies in the Insta. We would be happy to see you all your participation in the social media as well. Thank you.
Sujay. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಶಾಪ್ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು 2 ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ತಗೊಂಬ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಡಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇ ಕಾಲೇ ಸರ್ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅವರು ರೋಹನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು ಇವನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೇಳಿದ ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಒಂದು ಟೀ ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇರೋದೊಂದು ಹಾಂ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಇತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದುಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಹಾಂ ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹಾಕು ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ಒಂದು ಮತ್ತು ಟೀ ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇರೋದು ಒಂದು 2 ಶಾಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಕೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಟ್
All students, please settle down. We will start the next session, an exciting experiential session where you will witness the real sky. We will be taught how to watch the skies from the comforts of your mobile. This is going to be a very exciting session. Please settle down and we will start the program very soon.
Is that how it works? Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you can, yeah. I'm ready. Okay. Have an input. Good.
Dear students, kindly settle down. I request the respective teachers to see to that their children are settled down.
Okay, before everybody settles down, here is an announcement especially for the teachers who have escorted the students. There is an English debate competition that Midtown is hosting. Rotary Mysore Midtown is hosting. This flyer will be with us. If well, before going, please collect the flyer, and all the details are there up for you. If you have already got it, no worries. We would request you to nominate from your schools, respective schools. This is also coming with a cash prize. It's not just a competition, there's something to win as well. So you have the first prize as 5,000 rupees, second prize 3,000. A little bit of silence, please. Hello guys, girls, boys and girls. We request silence. Please do not make more noise. Relax. So we will have the debate competition. The dates are also there. This is also for high school, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, and also PU. So please nominate from your institute, and this is a very good opportunity to showcase your debating skills, your vocabulary, your stage presence, everything. Okay. So next is we move on to the session. Over to MC of the day, Rotarian Balu Vijay.
Thank you, President. So, after the inspirational sessions in the morning, now we are actually entering into the real experience of the universe. Here we have Dr. S.N. Prasad, who will be taking us through the experiences of universe. Now I would like to call upon Atmananda, Principal of RNA, to introduce Dr. S.N. Prasad to the audience.
Namaste. I feel very lucky to introduce my Astro Guru, Dr. S.N. Prasad. Dr. S.N. Prasad, physicist, scientist, science educator, and astro enthusiast. Dr. S.N. Prasad is an eminent physicist, former principal and professor of physics at the Regional Institute of Education, NCRT, Mysuru, where he served with distinction from 1964 to 1999. So with over 40 years of experience as a teacher, educator, researcher, consultant, and science communicator, he is widely respected as a scholar who seamlessly bridges academic science and public science education. A postgraduate in nuclear physics from Central College, Bengaluru in 1960, Dr. Prasad went to earn his PhD from the Raman Research Institute, Bengaluru, under the mentorship of legendary Professor S. Chandrasekhar. His doctoral work focused on the vibrational spectra of liquid crystals using advanced laser Raman spectroscopy techniques. Dr. Prasad received international training in science education at the Ohio State University, USA between 1966 to 1967, and later underwent training in computer education and software development in UK as a part of Government of India's class project in 1985. He subsequently established a computer application lab at RIE Mysuru and developed numerous educational software packages. He has served as a consultant to the World Bank and the school education initiatives in several Indian states and has associated with NCTE and NAC as an evaluator, visiting nearly 250 teacher education institutions across India. A passionate science popularizer, Dr. Prasad has devoted decades to promoting observational astronomy through lectures, demonstrations, writing, and public engagement. His home hosts a unique observational astronomy museum featuring more than a dozen telescopes and related instruments. An avid eclipse chaser, he has witnessed total and annual solar eclipse in India, China, Indonesia, the USA, and other parts of the world, 7 in total, including the Great North American Eclipse, which has recently happened in 2024. His love for travel and photography has taken him across nearly 40 countries, resulting in numerous travelogues and photo essays. He writes extensively on astronomy, physics, education, and travel on his blog, Dr. Prasad, MysuruIndia.blogspot.com. He also has seen all 7 wonders of the world. Today, at 87, Dr. Prasad continues to contribute to scientific outreach. He serves on the advisory board of the Education and Public Outreach Committee of the Cosmos Planetarium Project in Mysuru, a major initiative towards building a state-of-the-art planetarium. He remains an articulate voice for scientific temper, humanism, critical inquiry, and reform, inspiring generations of learners and astronomy enthusiasts. Recently, his talk has included contemporary themes such as smart telescopes and astrophotography, exploring how advances in imaging technology make deep sky observation accessible to all. Dear students, presenting Dr. Prasad in front of you, over to you, sir.
Thank you. I think I don't need to go onto the dais. I think I can speak right from where I am. I think you can all see my face. That should be more than sufficient. More than seeing my face, you should be able to hear my voice. Do you? Yes, sir. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll be illustrating my talk with a number of slides. So have your eyes on the screen, riveted all the time, while your ears are always turned to me. Okay. The topic of my presentation is smart telescopes and how you can do astrophotography with that. Now, before I proceed, I would like to know from you how many of you have actually handled a telescope? Just put up your hand. Oh, not many, less than a dozen. Now, my question is, have you actually handled a telescope, worked with a telescope? Not many seem to have done that. But if I were to ask you how many of you have looked through a telescope, how many? Oh, even that, not many, not even 30% of you have looked through a telescope. So, we need to correct this. Okay, and now more hands are going up. Maybe because you understood my question. In any case, not many of you have, not all of you have seen through a telescope. Not many of you have worked with a telescope. Now I am talking about a new type of telescope, less than a decade old. It's a smart telescope. You are all familiar with smart phones, aren't you? You are, I think. Practically all of you have a smart telescope. Now imagine this idea being extended to be able to see the night sky and to be able to photograph the night sky. You have a smart telescope. That is what I am going to talk about. And more importantly, you can do photography of the night sky through smart telescopes. This is me, and I would like you to look at that last line. Well, don't try to copy that. It's not necessary. That is my blog, and you can easily discover that. Just remember my name. Just Prasad will do. Prasad blog, and hit the click button and you will be taken to my blog, where you will see as many as 130 articles, most of them on astronomy. The latest one which I posted this morning is about smart telescopes. So if you want to know more about what I am going to say now, look up my blog article which I posted this morning. We start anything with some great personality who set the ball rolling. And in our case, it is this one. Do you know who this is? Yeah. I think all of you know that Galileo was the first one to build a telescope and then look through and discover the world for us. So it all started about 450 years ago through Galileo. Real astronomy started with Galileo. Now before that, we were familiar with the night sky, but only through the naked eye and with its serious limitations. Those limitations were pushed away by Galileo's observations through telescopes. Conventional telescopes, you are seeing one on the dais there, the big one. And here, all these are mine, you can see them at my home. Now these are all conventional telescopes. I have about a dozen of them at my home. It's a museum. Anybody can visit that. Now, more and more of these. Now, if you are wondering what oh, am I thought I was audible. Yeah, I'm audible to myself. I am audible to myself, but not to them. Okay. Am I doing better? Yeah. I mean, is the mic doing better? That's the question. Yeah. Okay. Let me continue. Now, these are all telescopes which I call conventional telescopes. These are the type of telescopes which we have been working with all along till we became familiar with the smart telescope. Now, here on the dais is one of them, and these telescopes have many advantages, but a large number of limitations. Now, 3 or 4 of these limitations I will be highlighting right now. And most importantly, these are all manual telescopes, which means you have to set it up yourself, work with it. It's all manual. Okay, that is a big difference between the smart telescope and the conventional telescope. Okay. Now, to be able to use these telescopes, you need to learn to use torch shots. Something Mr. Krishnamurti is going to introduce very soon. How to, he will not be introducing the conventional torch shots to you. He will be introducing torch shots which you can look up in your smart phone. Okay? So, smart charts you may call them. So he will be introducing them after me. And these telescopes you always look to an eyepiece. The image you get when you look to an eyepiece. And that is where a lot of difficulty lies in. You see, when we set up the telescope, we take a lot of difficulty doing that. Then ask you to look to the eyepiece. You are not sure what the eyepiece is, where it is located, and then when you look through, your eye wanders around, and it takes quite a bit of time to zero in on the object. So these are some of the major difficulties we have with these conventional telescopes. And to sum up, these telescopes require a lot of effort, a lot of skill, and if you are going to acquire for your institution a conventional telescope, you better consult people like me and Mr. Krishnamurti before you buy anything, because you see, for all practical purposes, these may not have much of a use anymore. Okay, because of the advent of the smart telescope. So think before you buy any of these conventional telescopes. They have major disadvantages, but at the same time they have one stupendous advantage, and that is you locate the object yourself and you look at the object through your own eyes. So that is the big advantage that you have. Otherwise, these telescopes are generally very difficult to handle, difficult to manage, and if you don't have much experience with such telescopes, it is only understandable. Okay. Now the advent of the smart telescope. You are seeing one right next to the big telescope there, the little one which looks like a box. Okay, right next to that. Now that is a smart telescope which is mine, which Krishnamurti has been using extensively, and I'll show you the output from that very soon. Now now here are some representative smart telescopes in the market today. This was the earliest such telescope. Now here is another very expensive telescope. It may set you off by about $4,000 if you want to go for that. So, and here is one. You can get it for about $500. One of the later models. And here is one that is on the table here. Okay? This is a smart telescope we have been working with for the last 2 months or so. Look, it looks almost like a camera, an oversized camera. So look at the difference between a smart telescope here and a conventional telescope over there. This costs you around $500, and that costs you how much? About 4 times that, Krishnamurti? About 4 times that.
In Indian currency, 1,20,000.
Oh, it's cheap. If you can get it at 120, it's very cheap. It's more like 220 now.
Oh, yes, with customs.
It's
With
more
customs.
like 2 lakh 20,000. This is about 60,000. Okay, I spent my own hard-earned money on that. Okay. Now, if you want something, you can keep it in your pocket. That is it. I understand that is the latest smart telescope you can get. You can carry it in your pocket. And that is less than half a kg. Okay. Whereas this one is, you can guess. This is actually 2.5 kg. And that is about 10 to 15 kg. Is it? Okay. Now, what are the advantages of this smart telescope? Like you, it has its own brain, actually much better than the rest. So it employs artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence in some ways, but not in creating an image where there is none. It's not that artificial. Otherwise, it is quite artificially intelligent. Okay. Now, a small telescope always knows where it is. It locates itself. Wherever you may place it, it will find itself. Find itself in the sense, it will be able to determine its latitude and longitude and all other astronomical parameters. It will be able to do it unaided, unhindered. Okay? Now, it can be operated with an app. For each small telescope, you have a corresponding app, and that you can use on your smartphone. So a smartphone always goes with a smart telescope. And when you see the image, you don't look through an eyepiece, you don't do that. You actually look at the screen. On the smart telephone screen, you see the image. So this is a big difference between the conventional telescope and the smartphone. So you can see the image on the screen. It is building up second by second, minute by minute. And a photograph emerges on the screen even as you are looking at it. Okay. What are its key features? The most important feature of a smart telescope is that it builds its image image by image, one at a time. It goes on laying one over the other. It is called stacking. In the process of stacking, what happens is that the signal to noise ratio increases enormously, and while most of the image is normally noisy and you don't actually see the object in the night sky, through a smart telescope, with lapse of time, you can actually see the image building up right in front of your own eyes. And a photograph also, it can be recorded and saved simultaneously. Okay. Now it has Wi-Fi connectivity, which means you can operate the telescope from anywhere in the world. You can have your telescope somewhere in the field and you can operate it from anywhere else in the world. And of course you must be able to look at the telescope somehow, which means you have another telescope to look at this telescope. You can do that. And it is very smart and portable, as you see. And it comes with a smart suitcase. You can take it anywhere. think if you find it very difficult to believe that it can do all that, then don't you? Let me assure you, it does. You will see the results very soon. You see a live view of whatever is happening. That's a huge advantage. Now, this is the box which carries a small telescope, this one. It is called C-Star S50. And here is an attachment that improves the photography picture increases enormously if you use this attachment. It costs another 12,000 rupees. Okay. It's called the fluid head. Now here you see pictures supplied by Krishnamurti in actual use. We have a number of attachments to this. Those attachments you don't really need them, but we wanted to play around with them. Now here is another picture, and here, this is a video. How do I run this? How do I? It is embedded. Yes. Yeah. Actually, it's not so nicely. How did you pick up all that noise?
That's a wind noise.
Wind, no, wind. It's not the, no. Yeah. You can see that device is actually trying to align itself with against the sun. You see, sun seeking. It has a filter. You can see the filter right at the top. So otherwise, the entire thing may burn up if you don't use that filter. Okay. So this is in actual use. Now I think we will try to show it here. Watch it on the table. Yeah, he will just click on that. Or you can sit where you are. You don't have to go near that. Right? You don't need to go there. Don't you? Do you? Or you don't have to do that.
I don't have to, but
You want to? Okay. Okay. You can sit there.
I just
Yeah. Yeah, just click it. Just click that.
I just switched it on now, and after a few seconds, it will tell us that I am ready with your Wi-Fi. So I have to connect my Wi-Fi to that telescope. Okay. So let me see.
Or you need
going to
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
connectivity for that.
It gives a message. Yes, it's already come. SN Prasad. So I'm just trying to press that. Automatically it's connected. How do I know? Now, say I go to the app, what he was mentioning. That app is C-Star app.
C-Star,
It's a kind of a star-like structure. You can download that. So here you see, I can say open arm, and it will.
Hello? Yeah. So it's opening.
No, just, yeah, that's all I wanted you to see. You see, it is ready to look at the sun. Now it is seeking the sun, and obviously doesn't find the sun here, and therefore it gets lost. It gets confused. But if you were to do it in the open, out in the open, it will do it. Yeah. Okay? So it's still running now.
Yeah, what I'm, if you don't mind, I'll put what we call guest mode here. So I'll just choose there are three types actually. You can take the scenery mode.
You can take
Just let it turn it towards them. Turn it towards them. Manually you can rotate it. Anyway, while he is trying to figure it out, I show you some pictures we have taken.
Okay, now I am asking it to go to sun. You can see it starts moving towards the sun.
Sir, I think you go a little that side so that they can see.
Are you seeing the movement?
Now it is looking for the sun. And it knows approximately what direction it is. Okay. Now look at this, look at the picture. The Great Orion Nebula shows up so beautifully in a matter of 13 minutes of photography there. So we have about 3 or 4 dozen such pictures in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'll go on showing you rapidly.
And they are all displayed here, you can see around you.
Yeah.
The printouts are on the wall.
Yeah, they are on the wall. So these pictures were actually taken with this one telescope. Okay, a galaxy. Now these are not pictures we have copied from a very good publication. These are our own pictures taken with this $500 device. $500 means less than 50,000 rupees. That's all you need to invest. Okay? Now, look at these. Different types of nebulae. This is our nearest neighbor, nearest galactic neighbor. This is the famous Andromeda galaxy. If you had told me 10 years ago, I would be able to photograph Andromeda galaxy in my own lifetime, I would have the heartiest laugh at you. Now today I am eating my own words. So I am able to do that. Okay? So that is how what technology has been transforming our lives. So more pictures. It's a horse head nebula. I wonder if you can make out the horse head. I think we'll have to turn it by 90 degrees and then ask you to imagine it. Anyway, here is a comet which Krishnamurti captured one early evening. That was all you were able to do, right? You were not able to repeat that. So it has now virtually disappeared. So our only picture of the comet is and here is one of the most famous objects in the night sky called the Crab Nebula. At the heart of it is a supernova which exploded in 1054 AD, which most people in the world except the Chinese missed. So it has not been recorded by other than the Chinese. Okay? And here is a very famous double cluster. You can see two side by side. Here is a globular cluster. Now typically a globular cluster has 1 million stars in it. This about give or take few thousands. Now I don't have to say what that is, but can you see those dark patches on the left? Now these are the sunspots which you can pick up with a telescope which is equipped with a solar filter. Now here is an enlarged version of those sunspots. Here is something you're all familiar with, but did you ever think you can see it with so much detail through such a small telescope? Okay, here you are. Another one. A limb of the moon expanded. All this with this telescope, please remember. And And the camera is part of the telescope, right? It's all, the camera is built into the telescope. Okay. Here, Krishnamurti is situated 20 kilometers away from that. You know what that building is? The Lalit Mahal. He picked it up from 20 kilometers away. Now here is another. You are so, and this I picked up about 1 kilometer away. Yeah. And here is a mosaic of pictures which is put out by the manufacturer. It's a Chinese manufacturer. The whole thing is Chinese made. Okay. So this is where I stop. Okay, and before Krishnamurti can take over from me, he will be trying to show you how to use a smartphone app to find your way about in the night sky. Now what I did was how you can short circuit all that. Go straight to the night sky without learning anything. So now if you want to learn about the night sky, I think he is the person who will teach you more about that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. If you have any questions, please shoot. Yes.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of questions, okay? You can, maybe 3 questions.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
One hand.
One hand, girl.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a question
Yeah.
about the galaxy. Samrat said that there is a chances of hitting an orbit to the planets. If the galaxies are far away from each other, there is a chance of hitting each other or crashing them.
I don't understand.
I didn't hear. What is it? Can you be brief, quick? Briefly so that we understand. What is it?
Galaxies are far away from each other.
Right, okay.
If two galaxies crash, if there is a chances of crashing the galaxies each other.
Yes, yes. In fact, our galaxy, the Milky Way, and the Andromeda galaxy, which is closest to us, only 2.2 million light years away. That's the closest. Only 2.2 million light years away is our closest galaxy, which is the Andromeda galaxy. If you want to reach that, you have to travel at the speed of light for 2.2 million years. Okay? Now, we are on a collision course with the Andromeda galaxy. And they will hit each other in a matter of around 2 million years from now. Okay, what will happen if there is a collision? Well, nothing will happen. Because you see, like a swarm of flies, a small swarm of flies here, and a swarm of flies hitting each other. No individual fly will hit any other individual fly in the other one. But it is the group which is the other group. So nothing will happen. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
We have one question here.
Sir, Galileo invented the telescope 400 years ago. But thousands of years before that, rishis knew about astronomy, astrology, and the Brahmanda itself. What science did they use?
Now, you see, real astronomy started with Galileo. And everything that happened before Galileo was what was gained through the naked eye, with observations through the naked eye. Whatever any early civilization learned about the celestial objects, it was only through visual observations and a lot of speculation. And it is
So precise.
it is the speculation. Some of that speculation is coincident with the current speculation about the universe, the Brahmanda. That's all. It's only an accidental coincidence. They could not have discovered anything without sophisticated instruments like what we are using today. There were no space telescopes in those days. How could they have discovered all this? They could not have done that. Okay? But always you can speculate very intelligently. And sometimes you get things right. And that is what could have happened.
Okay, see, I see a lot of raise of hands. We don't have problem in taking the questions, but the lunch will get delayed. So, in the interest of time, we will take two more questions. One this side and one this side. Okay, you can start, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Sanjana. I have
Can we listen to the question, please? I know you're a little disappointed. Please hold up yourself, please.
Sir, my question is that, sir, there is a chances of survival in the other planets in our own galaxy. But is there chances of survival in the other planets in another galaxy?
First of all, we need to discover that other planet. And in that other planet, we must also be able to discover life. Now, whether that life will be similar to ours, we don't know. Are there other types or forms of life unfamiliar to us? We need to know. All this is ahead of us. Tens of years ahead of us, maybe hundreds of years ahead. So as of now, we don't know anything. We can of course speculate. We can speculate intelligently. Now we can try to identify in other parts of the galaxy stars which are similar to ours, and around that planets which are similar to ours. We can speculate. In fact, we are able to identify some of such planets. Whether any life form exists there, we don't know. We may have to wait tens of years, hundreds of years to discover that. Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. So, my name is Sophia and I'm from Idol Sabha Elementary School. I have this question that 10 years ago from this day, my parents tell that there are a lot of stars in the sky. But nowadays, the number of stars which we see in the sky through our naked eyes is less. So does that mean the universe is expanding? If it is, then at what rate?
No, it has nothing to do with the universe expanding. It is our, you see, the light pollution that is happening in our urban areas. You see the light, when I first came to Mysore in 1964, the Mysore night sky is more or less like what you may find in New Ooty nowadays. See, that clear it used to be. Now it's all the visibility of night sky object is so limited. It's mostly because of the pollution, light pollution that is happening. It has nothing to do with the expansion of the universe.
Yeah, that's it. We'll take the questions offline, please. Okay? In the interest of time.
Now what do we?
Sir, it was a great section where Sir took us through various photographs and his works. We are truly blessed to experience such a vast, experienced man showing his gracious presence at this stage with such an energy. I request all of you to give a round of applause to the person. Now I request all the representatives, President, Honorable Secretary, to raise their
Please.
Let's give a big round for the youngest person in this hall.
Thank you, President, Secretary, Honoraries, and thank you, Dr. S.N. Prasad, sir. Now we have the most interesting talk of the day by Mr. M. Krishnamurthy, and I'll take it as my privilege to introduce Mr. Muthugodu Krishnamurthy to the audience. Mr. Muthugodu Krishnamurthy is a highly regarded physics educator, science communicator, and a prominent astronomy enthusiast from Karnataka. He has done his MSc in physics from one of the prestigious institutes, RIE Mysore. Influenced by J. Krishnamurthy and inspired by Professor G.T. Narayan Rao, he believes science teaching must ignite curiosity over just not delivering the content. He has taught at the school KFI, Indian School of Muscat, Acharya Vidyakula, and Base. After 2 decades abroad, he returned to India to devote himself fully to the popular science education. He delivers numerous lecture demonstrations and guided deep sky. He runs a home-based hub with a computerized 200 mm telescope for training in astrophotography and night sky observation. Now I request Krishnamurthy sir to take over the session.
Hello? Can you hear me? Loud and clear? Can we switch off these front lights? Is it possible? Can we switch off these front lights? Okay. That's better. What about this? Only this. Okay. Good afternoon. ಈ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಏನೇಳೋದು ರೂಢಿ ಮಾತಿದೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪಂಕ್ತಿ ಊಟ ರುಚಿಯಂತೆ, ಕೊನೆ ಪಂಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ನಾನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರುಚಿ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತೆ. ಅವಾಗಲೂ ಹಂಡೆ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಊಟ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪಂಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಮುಖಾನೆ ಕಾಣಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಸಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಕತೆ ಈಗ. ಈ ಗಂಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀರಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸಿ
That's not correct, okay? That's not correct. No whistling and all. This is an institution. You're not supposed to do such things. Whoever did it, please go.
Okay. Supposing I ask a question, can you appreciate daytime sky? Can you appreciate daytime sky? What is your answer? No. except the sun, even sun you can't look at it, right? But we have an advantage now with these apps. You can make the daytime sky also very interesting. All that you need to do is switch off that sun's light, which we cannot do, but here we can do. Now let me just first take you through this. Now it is past 1 o'clock, am I right? And it is actually showing the real time. And if I switch on the sun's light here, see what happens. Look at that. You see? So that is the kind of sky we see. So I have an advantage of switching off the sun's light. Well, I could do this in the evening sky also. If you see in the evening sky, apart from the sun, you will see something like this. Lot of bright spots. And also a kind of hazy patch of light. Do you see that? From this end to this end here. Can you see that? Hazy patch of light. Can anybody guess? What could that be? Right, there is one. Yes? Galaxy. You mean one galaxy will give so much of light? Yes, yes, yes. Many galaxies. Any other? Yes? Yes? What do you think is that whole thing? ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹಿಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹಾಲಿನ ಹೊಳೆ ಹರಿದಾಗ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Milky Way galaxy. You follow? That is the Milky Way galaxy. That is our own galaxy. That is the big home we have. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿದವರು. Okay, Milky Way galaxy. It is 100,000 light years across, in big astronomical measurements, and around 16,000 light years, width-wise. It's a spiral galaxy. Well, we will not be able to photograph that because we are inside our own house. How can you photograph your house being inside the house? Not possible, right? Well, if you go outside, that's a different matter. And Prasad sir was telling the nearest neighbor for us is Andromeda galaxy, which is around 2.2 million light years away. Okay, my idea is not to give you a lot of information now. The best thing is how much I can do, how much you can do. That matters a lot, right? And how I explore my own surrounding, how I explore whatever I don't know. If we can do that, then we can go far. Otherwise, we just get all collected knowledge and we mug up and then we pass, then we get bored, then we go to start doing some work. It looks as if our education is meant for getting a job. It is not education for education's sake. That's why many of us find it boring life. But Prasad sir here, 87 years old, there's no word boring in his life. Why? Because that spark which is still doing its job all the time. Okay, so let me come back to the practical. So when you look at the sky and you want to know, obviously all those dots are there, and I want to know what about those dots. You see, asking the right question is very important. You look at those dots, bright dots, don't keep on telling me all your bookish knowledge, right? You are new, just you came here, and night sky, simply bright dots are there. What do you do? Please answer my question. Raise your hand. What do you do? Please listen to my question carefully, because I am interested in actually what you do, not what you have gathered. You understand? Okay. Yes, you will just stare at it. That's why 2 eyes are given for us. What do you do next? What do you do next? Raise your hand. Yes? You will enjoy the moment. Next. No, wait, let him go. Next. Next. You see, you have not understood my question. What do you do? What do you do? Yes, next. Many hands are coming up. Yes, you wanted to say. Yes. See, that starts moving. In other words, what you do is watch carefully, are they moving? Isn't it? You enjoy fine. But after that, you keep watching. What are those things? Will I be able to gather some knowledge on my own without referring to any book, etc.? Have you done that, anybody? If you have done, what is your observation? If you have watched patiently at least for 15 minutes or half an hour, it's not easy to watch for half an hour. If something is not moving, it's not interesting. Anybody? Can you tell me what will happen after half an hour? Raise your hand. You see, don't speak like that, then it's a waste of time. Raise your hand. Whatever you want to say, raise your hand. Yes. A pattern. Tell me one. You see, observe the pattern. You are saying or you have done it. Have you done it? No, don't say we. Say I. You have observed. Before observing the pattern, you have to observe at least 1 or 2 dots, right? Have you observed 1 dot? Pattern later, right? Pattern is made by those dots. But unless you observe at least 1 bright dot, how will you understand the pattern? Have you done that? Yes? Anybody?
So recently when all 7 planets were aligned,
at
that time, at the time of 7:30, I saw a red dot at that time. After 9:30, I saw that away from in another place.
In which direction it moved?
Sir, in the west.
In the west. What about the other dots?
Sir, same way.
All the other dots? They all move
in the same direction.
In the same direction means which direction?
West.
Very good. You see, this boy has observed carefully that it is not 1 dot, all the dots start moving. I'll show you right now here. Okay? Now, let us say, I am giving it's the real time, but actually I am simulating this. I make it a little faster. See what happens. So let me move it a little faster. You notice that what's happening? And also there are cardinal points in the directions. West below, east above. So they are all moving from east to west. Right? This is the first thing you observe. All the objects which you see in the sky, they all move from east to west. So this is the observation. So once that happens, then you have a lot of other questions. What happens if I watch tomorrow at the same time? Okay? Supposing, so I'll come back to the present time, and I want to know how the sky looks tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock. Day after tomorrow, 8 o'clock. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Say after a week, I see one particular bright dot. How will I know which dot I have to remember? Supposing tomorrow I see, how do I know that I am seeing the same dot? Come on, tell me. How will you recognize that it is the same dot because they don't have any other address there, right? It is quite possible you may get confused. How will you make out that you are watching one dot every day? Come on, yes, boy. No, I don't know constellation. See, don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. I just want to study one dot every day. Okay? What I do? I make it a point to that I want to watch at the same time, 8 o'clock, every day 8 o'clock. Have you done that? See, you are right. If you watch on the same day, that starts moving towards west. But if I watch at the same time, do you think tomorrow it will be in the same place? Yes or no? No, that is your guess. It is not the fact. That is your guess. Isn't it? So let us do that here. Now what I am doing is, say 27, you see, I'll make it 20. I think I better put that sensor off, otherwise it keeps changing all the time. So I'll put the sensor off in settings so that problem will not be there. Okay. So what I do now, say today it is 1 p.m. Let us say tomorrow, well, it's all, you may say it is not possible in the daytime. I could have put even at 8 o'clock, that doesn't matter. So I will see here, say this particular dot. Which particular dot? Let's say this particular dot, okay? I hope you all can see that dot, right? Now let us see what happens to that dot tomorrow. How will I do? You see 27th today, 28th I will do. Notice that what is happening, 29th, 30th. Is there a change? Very slight change. Don't you notice that? Right? In other words, on the same day, same dot, if you watch every day, it will not be in the same place. It also moves. You see, there are two kinds of motion now. One is daily motion, right? Daily motion. And the daily motion is very obvious. Do you know why it happens? Why they all move from east to west? I am sure you all know answer. What is the answer? Yes? It is because of the rotation of the earth, right? It is because of the rotation of the earth. It's not their own motion. It is something like if you are sitting in a car or bus, when you are moving, the trees go in the opposite direction, isn't it? Something like that. But what about this? Every day if I watch at the same time, I am escaping that rotation of the earth. I am seeing at the same time. But still it is moving. So what do you think is the reason for that? Right? If you watch after a week, you will see that they all will be shifted towards west. Shifted, not moving. Moving because of the earth's rotation. Why do you think that shift occurs? Who can tell me? In other words, if you see one constellation you were talking, and that constellation as a whole will keep moving towards west when you see in different seasons. You know, different seasons. Why do you think that happens? Yes, what? Because of the revolution. What is the meaning of revolution here? Moving around the earth. Beautiful. You see? Moving around the sun. Yes, moving around the sun. So, there are two kinds of motion. One is rotation, other is revolution. So, because of that revolution, you will see again there is a change. Right? See, these are some of the motions. Very tough to do in the beginning. It is something like watching the hours handle in the clock. If you watch, what do you conclude normally? You think that it is not moving, right? It is stationary. But if you want to see the movement, you have to watch for an hour. Then only you will see it moves from one digit to other digit. Okay. Now, let us just go for one of the objects, okay? Let us say we want to see Jupiter. I have already put here in my observation list. So I go there, Jupiter, and it is below the horizon. So I will bring it into the horizon, you see, there. And I will now keep on magnifying it. Just watch this. You notice that? So Jupiter is being magnified, right? I hope you know you have learned some of the properties of Jupiter. What can you say about Jupiter? Come on, one by one. Yes? Anybody? Yes? Louder. Yes, it has. Louder. It has core made of diamond. This is news for me. Anyway, at least tell me some common properties. It is the biggest planet. That is the first thing we should come, right? It is the biggest planet. And what else? Yes, it has rings, but not as
as prominent ring as Saturn. Yes, you are right, it has rings. Yes. What else? No, one. Yes, what? No, if you see, listen. I understand your enthusiasm, but if you want to spend time wisely, not money, spend time wisely, we have to do some agreement. Otherwise, it is a waste. If you do like, you see how much time will be wasted now. Yes, what?
We see astronaut bed.
We see
Astronaut bed.
No, I am talking of Jupiter. I am talking about Jupiter's properties. Okay, biggest planet. You notice that it is a gaseous giant, we say. It doesn't have a solid surface like our, Earth. No solid surface, right? It's a gaseous giant. And how big is it? Now, little mathematics. Please listen to me carefully. I think you are talking too much. Anyway, I can understand your frustration. It's not easy to listen to 4 speakers continuously. Okay? I sympathize with you, but anyway, I have to do my job. Right? So, answer this question. If you arrange Earths from in the center, you can arrange 10 Earths from one end to other end. Do you follow what I am saying? 10 Earths you can put at the diameter. That means it is so big. Now my question to you is, how many Earths can be put into Jupiter? Very carefully answer this. It's a little mathematics. 10 Earths. I am giving you some idea of how big is Jupiter compared to Earth. Right? So, now tell me how many Earths can be put into Jupiter, just to understand how big it is. Who can tell me? Yes? 1,300. No, I don't want exact number. How will you use this 10? If someone says 10 because therefore 10 Earths, how will you say that he is wrong? You understand what I am saying? I don't want your factual answer. I want the mathematics applied. Sir, you were saying something. Pi r square. Well, it is not area, it is volume, isn't it? How many things you put in it? Something like a pot. Yes? Pi r cube. Well, mathematics is fine, but approximately, can you tell me how many times it is? It is 10 cube times, right? It is a length into breadth into height. Pi r cube. So 1,000 Earths can be put into that. Please understand this. If lengthwise it has some value, you must multiply by length in 3 times, L into L into L. Okay? So that kind of thing. And you can see those bands there. That means the gaseous thing is moving. It is not a stationary one. And because they have different speeds, so you can see them as, the belt, we call the belt of Jupiter. Notice one more thing. I'll rotate that here. I will rotate that and say I'll increase. Yes. Let us see something more about Jupiter now. I'm sure you must have seen this particular thing in pictures. Yes. Look here. Do you notice very interesting thing there? Yes? Do you see that? Do you know what is that part? What is it called? Yes? Somebody else? Only you are raising. What about this side? Yes? No, what is it called? Huh? No. It is called Great Red Spot. Okay? Yes, it's called Great Red Spot. You are right, it is a storm. It was not there earlier. I think it is another 300, 400 years old. Earlier it was not there. Okay? So this is about Jupiter. Now, the giants, earlier we thought only planet Saturn has rings. But now we know that all the giant planets, they all have rings, but not a prominent ring structure. What could be the reason? In fact, this is one of the quiz questions. Why these big giants have rings around them, but whereas all what we call terrestrial planets, Earth, Mars, they don't have rings. Yes? Why? Yes? Yes, stronger gravity, but how will that result in rings? You are right. More objects, and also they have many moons. In fact, there are 95, more than 95 moons, right? And all those moons, their matter also help to make rings. So that's how we have rings for all this. Okay, obviously, I think we should go to now Saturn. Okay, so interesting. I don't know why some of us have a lot of problem with Saturn. You know, it creates a lot of problem for human beings. They say. I don't understand that, but anyway, that's a part of our game. Okay, so you see here the star. Saturn. Now notice one interesting thing about Saturn. Say I keep changing year by year. Just watch this. 25 now, right? I make it 26. Look at that. What is happening? Right? So you can see right now you are seeing the edge-on view. That's just like a line, right? So it's a cycle of around 17 to 20 years. Once in 17 to 20 years, again you will see edge-on, right? So in other words, if in 10 years you will see the full view like this. See?
Dear students, anyways we'll be closing by 10 minutes. I request all of you to have a patience listening. It's a very important sessions that we have organized, and a lot of efforts have been taken by many Rotarians here. So I want you to have a patience listening, and 10 minutes will break.
Yes,
thank you.
That is a warning for me. I have to finish by 5 minutes, and I will do that. Right? We should do that because I can understand their impatience. If I am in their position, I would have done the same thing. Okay, so let us now go quickly. Let us go quickly to various other things. This Andromeda galaxy, which we have seen there, okay, Andromeda galaxy, and we can see here this same Andromeda galaxy magnified. That's how it looks, right? Andromeda galaxy. In other words, there are lots of objects in the night sky. One is star. And what are all different objects? Well, you can keep on naming them, but basically they are all different stages of the life cycle of a star. Do you understand? Life cycle of a star. Supposing you see a star cluster of several, you can see there are some photographs of star clusters. They are all young stars like you. They were born almost together, as a siblings, one Kutundalidage. And nebula, you heard this quite often. This nebula is of two kinds. One is before those young ones are born, okay? The Orion Nebula, that means stars are being born there. So that is another stage. So you find lot of nebula. In fact, nebula also are there after the death of a star. Then what happens is, the remaining gases will move away from the core and it will form various kinds of nebula. The planetary nebula is a very famous one. So nebula is another one. And then you also find stars of different colors. Red giant we call. So every star undergoes a series of steps. Let me quickly say that and finish off the whole session. So it all starts with hydrogen and helium, and they come closer. Pressure and temperature increases. It will increase so much that hydrogen and hydrogen will fuse, and it forms helium, and large amount of energy is released. This kind of energy release is not like burning gas, okay? It is a fusion reaction, entirely a different, large amount of energy is released. So our sun is in that stage, and it is around now 5,000 million years over. It is a middle-aged star. Another 5,000 million years, our sun will be there, so you don't have to worry. After that, it becomes a red giant. That means in the core, hydrogen fuses completely to helium, but the rest of the thing there is gas, and large amount of heat and pressure, etc. It will push that whole gas further and further. So it forms a huge red color big object we call red giant. And what remains at the core is called white dwarf, and it quietly vanishes. Then there are other kinds of stars which initially their mass is so large, then what happens is this outer shell will not vanish quickly, it will explode. We call it a supernova explosion. Then what remains is called a neutron star. And if the initial stage, the mass is still higher, then it is going to become a black hole. In other words, protostar, that means age before star is born, then star stage, then the red giant stage. From red giant stage, either it can become a white dwarf if it is a star like ours. If it is more than 1.4, it's a very important Chandrasekhar's limit. Our scientist, he found that limit 1.4. He got Nobel Prize for that. And if it is more than that, it can end up as a neutron star, and if it is still large, more 4 or 5 times, it is going to become a black hole. So this is the kind of the life story of a star. And whatever photograph you see, it is all going to tell us about the story of that. Supposing you must have seen here some photographs of Orion Nebula, it's very famous. The moment you see that red, you must understand there is a lot of hydrogen, right? It's an emission nebula, we say. That means stars are being born, and it will heat up the gas with ultraviolet rays, and it will ionize, and when it starts coming down, it starts giving out light. It's called emission nebula. Some are reflection nebula. So it will take the light of other stars nearby and it gets reflected. So like that there are many different ways. So I think I will stop because there is no end to this. We can go on and on and on. But questions, in fact I am on your side. I have a lot of questions, right? So I wonder how many questions I can answer. But still you can ask and don't expect the answers. I may not be able to give. 2 questions. Yes. Yes.
Sir, they say that the universe is endless.
Say again.
Sir, there is a fact that the universe is endless, but is it really true that the universe is endless?
Shall I give the true answer? I don't know. Okay, next. Yes. And not only me, because to know the answer, it is not individuals' whims and fancy. Depending on the lot of data. We don't have enough data to know whether this universe is going to expand like this or it starts coming back, etc. We still don't know. It is not a speculation. It should be based on the experimental data. Yes?
Sir, can galaxy get destroyed?
Can galaxy get destroyed? The meaning of destruction means what? I told you just now, you see, core, white dwarf is formed, the whole thing vanishes, and that is we call death of the star. It is still there, white dwarf will be there. Okay? Yes. Yes. Quick.
Sir, there is a question wrong. That any object, not any object can travel further of speed of light. Anything cannot travel further than speed of light. But how can we see in like this telescope and all? The vision, how can it travel more speeder than light? How can it reach? Means light takes so many millions of years to reach Andromeda galaxy, no? Then how can we see? How can we see with telescope just in some seconds?
First, let me help you to understand what we mean by seeing. Okay? You see, it takes around 11 minutes for sunlight to come from sun to us. You understand this carefully. 11 minutes. That means if I am seeing now, what am I seeing? I am seeing 11 minutes old sun. Right now it might have vanished, I don't know. Of course it has not vanished. And which is the other nearest star, do you know? After, if you leave sun, do you know which is your next destination? Proxima Centauri. It's 4.2 light years away. That means what? The light which I am seeing now, it is 4 years, more than 4 years old. Right now we don't know what is happening there. So, what you see is not the present, but the past. Understand this very carefully. If I am seeing you now, you are changed because 1/1,000,000th of a second maybe. Right? What I am seeing you is not you right now. 1/1,000,000th of a second before what you are, I am seeing. Very tough to understand. Okay? This is called past. One more last, he is watching me. Yes.
Sir, as the Big Bang theory says,
Say again.
as the Big Bang theory says that the universe is expanding.
Yes.
There is another theory,
Yes.
Big Crunch theory.
Yes, Big Crunch. So many theories are there. But right now there is a lot of vote for Big Bang theory. That means the gathered data tells us it is, there is a steady state theory. There are many theories are there. But right now the expansion is taking place. We know that. How do we know? There is a Hubble's law. Okay. That means further the galaxies go, larger is the speed of it. Right? With that, they have calculated that our universe is 13 to 14 billion light years old. Okay?
So it means the galaxies can collide in each other?
Yes, that question keeps coming. It is like two swarms of beams. Bees. Just imagine one what do you call group of bees come and go through. That is called galaxy collapsing or hitting, colliding. But each bee, nothing happens. You understand this? For each bee, there is plenty of space. They happily enjoy. So for us, that galaxy collided with this. Galaxy contains stars. And those stars do not collide because they are far, far apart, each one of them. It is something, one group coming from this side, other group. Well, there can be accidents because they are all very close. It's a huge space in there.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you so much for listening to me so patiently in the last 15 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, I'm so happy that after 4 sessions at this hall.
So, I thank all of you for having given me time and I did whatever I can. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So, even at this time, many are about to ask some questions. To see this enthusiasm and energy, it feels so happy from this end. So, now I request President, Honorable Secretary and Rotarians to felicitate Krishnamurthy, sir. So I want to recognize the Assistant Governor of the Rotary. I would like to invite Rotarian Naveen Chandra sir onto the dais. And for students, if you have any questions with Dr. Prasad sir and Krishnamurthy sir, they will be here till the lunch. And one more announcement before I sign off. Students to my left. So you please have to move after the program in the door. And students to my right have to take this door for lunch. So now before signing off, I'll hand over the mic to President-elect Rotarian Mohan TN for the vote of thanks. Thank you. Hope you had a great day. Good day.
Hello, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. So, ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅವರು when he was talking, he was telling about ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಸ್ನಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹಂಡೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನೀರು ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಂಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡ ತನಕ ನಾವು ಜರ್ನಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಇವತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ I asked the school names I will announce. You make noise, okay? So RVK Vijayanagara. Make some noise, students. Students from RVK Vijayanagara. RVK Srinagara. Pragati Elite. Make some noise. Students from Pragati Elite. SVEI. Pushkarani. Whoever is making the bigger noise will get a prize at the end of the St. Lawrence. Priyadarshini. Idea Java. all silence? Yes, I will finish it off before the Maggie gets ready. Maggie, want to catch up, Beko? After I will finish up my vote of thanks. Okay? So now ಆನೇನೆ ತಿಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಬಾಲ ತಿನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ. You have been very participative. We take this opportunity to thank today's speakers. My sincere thanks to, in their absence, Dr. Satish Reddy, member of National Security Advisory Board. We thank him. I take this opportunity to express our gratitude to Dr. B. Sadashivagoda, Principal of Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering. We remain deeply indebted to Rohan Ganapati, CEO CTO of Bellatrix Aerospace. I profusely thank Dr. S.N. Prasad, physicist, science educator, and astronomical enthusiast. My heartfelt thanks to Mundagodu Krishnamurthy, astro communicator and champion of science temper. Thank you, sir. I keep on record our indebtedness to Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering technical staff. Thank you very much. I also thank the RMA staff and the volunteers. Thank you very much. I permit me to mention our appreciation to all the schools, students, and the staff members who have accompanied them. Thank you very much. I also thank today's MC, Balu Vijay, who has done a wonderful job. Once again, I thank one and all in the hall. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, students. Thank you, one and all. We will have concluding national anthem. With that, we will end the session. Kindly, Vice President. Thank you. Once again, just hold up. We thank Principal Brahmanda of RMA and all the staff and students and volunteers. We will have a national anthem. Thank you. Students on my left will take this entrance. Students on my right will take the back entrance. Thank you.